Yeah, that Yankees-Mets game was crazy.
That has become a heated, vicious, insane rivalry. It's almost.
Yeah.
I think it might be worse than the Red Sox Yankees
I
right
definitely
now.
thought it was how they were going at it in the stands, man.
Seemed
Remind
like
me
it.
of a soccer game, dude.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Mets fan now? Birdie?
I'm going to get into that in a minute. I'm not a Mets fan. I'm a diehard Red Sox fan. But I want you guys, when you get a chance to watch that 30-30 that's been out about the 86 Mets, the 4-part series. I watched it last night.
I'm having a hard time.
And it was off the charts phenomenal.
30 for 30s are always good. I love
Yeah,
them.
like
I
Billy
love
says, it's not really a bad one of the
Yeah,
bunch.
it's not a bad one, but this one last night, because we lived this, back in the 80s, and it was just phenomenal. Lenny Dykstra, Darryl Strawberry, Doc Gooden. I mean,
I met the girl. I said, take it off the radio. Change the channel right now. Was when I was about to go through Buckner's legs. Seriously.
Well, there's
That's
a lot
terrible.
of people that have.
How mad were you after that?
Oh, dude, I cried.
Well-
I'm not kidding you. I cried.
Well, have you watched the movie Fever Pitch?
Yeah,
You know when he's like jonesing and he goes
Yeah,
upstairs and he's
oh my
watching.
God,
he's like, no, he's got the
that's an
Buckner video.
unbelievable.
Where'd
That's
you
an
buy that
unbelievable-
from?
There's moments in you talk about historically, like 9/11 and when
Yeah.
Kennedy got shot, that people remember where they were. If you were a Red Sox fan, you vividly are going to remember everything where you were that night and when that happened.
How bad was
We're
that?
in Florida.
Live.
I was living in
Live
Florida
was
when
bad.
I'm going to tell you a real quick
Bad.
story, right?
We popped the champagne.
I was at a bar
Really?
bartending in
Yeah.
Fall River, and the owner said,
13 years old.
"Go downstairs." This was in the 10th inning. When they took the lead, go downstairs.
Yeah.
We had 2 cases of
Yeah.
cheap champagne left over from New Year's Eve. We got champagne out with the glasses. Everybody at the bar, the place was going nuts. The bottles are out, and you want to talk about? You want to talk
So wait, that was
about
game what?
Game 6?
Okay, yeah, that's what I
Game
thought.
6,
That's what I
not
thought.
Game
'Cause
7.
Because that's one thing that gets lost in the shuffle, I
Yeah.
believe, is that everyone thinks that was to win the World Series for the Mets when it wasn't. It was just like to tie it.
No, the Mets
But
had
we were
obviously won
dominating
another
the
game.
series.
Yeah,
That's,
the
and
Red
they were one of
Sox-
the best teams in baseball history. We were supposed to
yeah.
get blown out.
Yeah,
Like, people don't know the
100%.
dynamic of that.
The Red
So
Sox-
it was 10th.
They had like 100 and something wins. How many wins they have?
108, 110. Yeah,
Whoa,
they were a
whoa.
monster team.
They were a
They
super
won
team.
their
So it's
division
10th
by-
inning. Everyone's got the champagne out, and then
Okay.
you're watching the play,
and then we're
what's going
watching
through
it,
your head?
and it's like
Not the 10th inning.
2 outs. Yeah, it was the 10th. And 2 outs go by, and then it's like you see everything just slows down in slow motion, and you're just waiting. And
Dude,
then
what's his face?
it's a base
What's
hit.
his face? Fernandez was drinking a beer in a dugout.
He went. Hernandez made the second out, and then he ran back. He didn't want to watch the Red Sox celebrate. If you watch the documentary, he went into the. He says, "I'm not watching this on my home field." He went into Davy Johnson's office, and he was sitting there watching the monitor.
Yeah.
Kevin
Mitchell.
Kevin Mitchell wasn't even in the game. He's a rookie at the time. They call him out. He's not even. He's in the locker room getting undressed. Harrelson goes into the locker room screaming, "Kevin, get dressed! You're pinch hitting on deck behind Gary Carter." He was the second guy in the order. He started. I mean, they were dead. Everybody in the stadium was just completely. All the air was taken out. Gary Carter, God rest his soul, not
great
with us
player.
anymore. He said, "I'm not making that." They had a motto: "I'm not getting up. I'm not going to be the guy that's going to make the last out." Gary Carter
Yeah,
gets up.
that's how they. That was
He
it.
tells the next guy up. Kevin Mitchell gets up. He goes, "Well, I'm a rookie, and I don't want my legacy to be my name on. I made the last out to lose the World Series." He gets up. He gets a base hit. I'm trying to think up who came up after him. I think it was Ray Knight. Ray Knight's looking up at his wife in the stands, who was Nancy Lopez, who was a PGA world-class golfer. She's got her eyes over her face. Ray's like telling her, "Listen, I got this. Relax." I mean, you got to watch this documentary.
Yeah.
It was just off the charts.
Yeah, living it was a fucking.
And then
living it was
obviously-
living it was a fucking nightmare.
we
dude.
were on the
Ask
wrong.
your father.
We were on the wrong end.
Ask your
of it,
fathers.
so-
Yeah.
Believe
You
me,
guys,
right
will, you
there.
guys will see it when you watch it. I mean, I couldn't.
Because-
I was glued to the TV last night. I couldn't even.
Listen to me, everybody. You got to remember, the Sox had everybody by the balls emotionally because they had suffered so many times with Bucky Dent
The curse was
and the
still
bad
in effect.
call
Yeah,
against the
yeah.
Cincinnati Reds at home plate.
Yeah,
Like it was more than it was a religion. It wasn't. It was like
generations.
people said you were a Yankee fan. You'd be like it was like you were a fucking creep, you know. And there were enough of them around here, man. Believe me, a lot of Italians because of Joe DiMaggio. Were Yankee fans. You know what I mean? It was a different. It was a very different dynamic. You know, if you watched
I remember when they finally won the World Series. I was living in Florida at the time,
Yeah.
and my dad put a big bonfire. He made like a scarecrow, put a Red Sox jersey, hat, the whole thing, and just burned it. And he was like, "We burned the curse." He's like, "It's
Exorcism.
broken. It's
That's an
done."
exorcism.
That's
It really was. It was huge.
Yeah, that's what it was like, man.
The one
It
thing
was
about
like,
about the Mets, that Met team, and you'll see it in the documentary when you watch it. If you think the Oakland Raiders were renegades and outlaws, they had nothing on the '86 Mets. This team was a team of hard living, wild guys that they just
womanizers.
the drug use was through the roof. I mean, Lenny Dykstra.
A lot of those guys ended up in jail. Wally Dykstra,
A lot of those guys
Blackman.
ended up.
How many Hall of Famers?
Oof.
And how many Hall of Fame careers cut short?
Oh, that too.
Sadly, you know what I
But
mean?
you had two guys there. You had Strawberry and Doc Gooden, who didn't even play college, came right out of high school, 20, 21 years old. They were number one picks in the draft. These guys were can't-miss pro players. So.
And then Carter's a Hall of Famer. Herren is a Hall of Famer,
Harry
too,
Carter.
right?
I would think so.
Gooden's a Hall of Famer.
Doc Gooden's one of
Strawberry's Hall of Famer,
Strawberry
right?
Darrell, I would think, is too, yeah. I mean, Doc Gooden, a lot of people don't realize his stuff when he came up, he was Pedro Martinez, Roger Clemens level stuff when he came up at 19, 20 years old.
Yeah, it was a different time and different place, man. They were being a Red Sox fan was fucking hard. Believe me, it was.
I know.
That's why I
It
tried.
was hard, man. You know, like these little
tell
fucking
these guys,
these little buster ass millennials that get all jerked off because blah blah blah. They don't know what it's like, man.
The suffering.
Like they don't know what it's like going to
and
Boston
years.
Garden, man. Like my first game at Boston Garden, I sat behind a pole.
Absolutely,
Obstructive view.
absolutely. The old Boston Garden,
I
absolutely.
mean, the whole place stunk like piss.
And you
I
know
mean,
what?
you went to Sullivan Stadium, Birdie, to piss. Didn't you have to tiptoe in that motherfucker because there was urine on the floor?
That part I don't remember.
Oh, I remember.
It was,
I
you know,
remember.
I'm not.
Or is it the Patriot Stadium?
Patriot Stadium.
If you didn't see 2 or 3 barroom brawls in the stands during, before, and after the game,
like you think it was like Sunday Fun Day with a bunch of pink cats running around and big tits. It wasn't like that back then. The only woman that went had 3 teeth in her mouth. They were probably tougher than you.
Yeah, that was.
Okay, believe it. Believe me, it was. It was a lot different. It's corporate America now when you go to the games. It's Sweet Caroline. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck
out of here.
Commercialized.
I told you I got to an argument about somebody who said that.
Yeah, you never walk alone.
I said, stop. I mean, get away. Get away from me. Get away from me. Okay, we're ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you to the baddest podcast around southeastern Massachusetts. That's for sure. I am the Hurricane. Welcome to BadCatz Sports Cats. I got BadCatz to the left of me, to the right of me. I got them everywhere. My man Birdie, who is drunk off the 30 for 30 New York Mets documentary that he watched. Any Club Neptune cameos in that? Those guys would have fit right in there.
Oh, I'll tell you. That was the time and that was the place. 86, everything was happening, and I was riveted to the TV last night watching that 30 for 30. Yeah. I couldn't get enough of it.
We want to talk about a sports team with an abundance of big personalities and big characters. I can't think of one right now that even comes close. Maybe Reggie Jackson's Yankees, maybe, but they weren't as lovable. They were ornery.
Yeah.
Billy Martin was an ornery pick. Reggie Jackson.
Billy Martin was a tyrant.
But certainly, one of the New York Mets were like rock stars in pinstripes.
Lenny Dykstra.
Rock stars in Mets uniforms.
What about the Bulls? With Jordan and Pippen and Rodman.
Yeah, but not these guys lived in the nightclubs in New York City.
New York City is the whole
I know
different dynamic. When New York City has a winner like that, it's like like you've said this a million times. It's like no other place in the world. They just feed off of everything there.
Yeah.
And if you watch that documentary, there was no internet, there was no social media.
Thank God, because they'd all be in jail.
They were showing the Mets Astros series, which was the series before the Red Sox, and you had people lined up and watching TVs in stores, crowds during that game. The whole city seemed to stop. It was unbelievable the effect the Mets had on the city during that time.
Sure, because they were the underdogs, right? And they talk about Mets, Jets, Yanks, Giants. That was the breakdown of the New York City football thing.
It's a 4-part series. I didn't see the first 2 parts. I saw part 3 and 4 last night. They might have got into that in the first 2 parts.
Mets, Jets. My roommate said Mets, Jets, Yanks, Giants. That's the unofficial rule of thumb about how they do it. But we'll talk more about that a little later. We got my man Sage, fresh off his first flight, coming from San Diego. Look good new tattoo. Let's see it, boy.
Tattoo.
Oh wow!
What do we got? What are we going on? Is that like the Aztec?
It's a jack, and then the bottom is a skeletal version of the jack.
Yeah.
And
now, why the jack?
So there's a lot of meaning for it.
A lot of nice detail.
Tattoo artist Phil Yao in San Diego, amazing.
Yeah.
So the jack is usually the 11th card, and 11 for me, November. Is what I think of. Yeah. And I lost one of my friends, suicide. Okay. And my uncle passed away also in November.
Okay, so there you go.
And so, it's a real meaningful meaningful
Looks
thing.
like an amazing work. Very powerful.
Nice. Only 2 hours for that.
Did it hurt like crazy?
Oh, dude, I was sweating in that chair so hard. You have no idea.
I want to get one, but
I saw my friend, right? And he didn't like this musclehead dude at all, but the guy was torturing him. So Birdie, but I will protect the people who aren't here. And it was guy, big, rough, tough guy, sits in a chair. Don't worry about nothing. He's got his dog on the side of him. And all of a sudden, homeboy takes a dive right out of the chair. Smashes. Dog's looking at him, crying. And he passed out because of the pain. That's not for me. Rowdy, what's going on, my man? How's school?
I'm scared now. I wanted to get a tattoo, but
you don't like pain, man. Neither do I.
I see. That's the thing. Like, I kept thinking that, but like when I fell on my face, like it didn't hurt. Like
now, when you're in the moment or something like that happens, your body goes up because it's that shit when you're fucking tortured.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sage, if you ever want to get that, my mother said it hurt. You think it hurts going on? It hurts 5 times as much.
Because I got to go deeper into it, and
Now, so school's well.
Yeah, definitely. Can you guess my tattoo that I want to get?
I would say I got 3 things.
All right. Let's see if you get them right.
Chelsea for sure.
Yeah, 100%. That was the one.
The lion or the whole?
I want the whole thing.
I would say
the whole thing.
I would say the Portuguese 5 stars or whatever, or crosses or whatever it is.
No, but it's like one of them you're not gonna really guess. It's like from my pavot. She wrote this thing like she always calls it like my love, and like Cassius has it like right here, and then our other cousin Rayson has it. So I want to get that like in her handwriting.
Yeah. And then I would say like a Broncos.
Yeah, exactly. The Broncos thing. Yeah. I don't know if I want to do like the Super Bowls, but then like I'm gonna have to keep adding on if they win.
Yeah, sure.
So that's the only thing I don't
or you might have to explain why they have never won again.
True.
Which would be far more difficult for you to do.
It's going to happen eventually in my lifetime. Hopefully. It already happened once, so I'm going to.
We said that as Red Sox fans, and it happened, right?
Exactly.
There were times, brother.
I've seen 4 in my lifetime for the Red Sox, but I can only remember 3.
That aren't with us that didn't get to see it. I mean,
well, when you watched it 30 for 30, you saw the cemeteries, how they changed in one day. But how many, they showed cemeteries throughout New England. And the day after they won, I swear to God, it was like it was staged. There was Red Sox paraphernalia on every other grave. It was crazy. I got goosebumps.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Talking about it, man. Interestingly, we got my man Travis Henry in the building training from my favorite nickname for a city of all time. Forget Bompton. Forget Brooklyn. Okay? Forget the river. Forget New Beige. Forget it all. Lynn, the city of sin. Never go out the way you came in. And I've been to Lynn, and they're absolutely right. They're absolutely right. Crazy. What's going on? How you doing, my man? And of course, we got our main man, Rob, in the background. NFL Week 2 is upon us, Sage. I see you rocking the Dolphins jersey. Did you get a chance to watch that game out there? Were you at a sports bar with multiple teams? Were you doing a family girlfriend thing?
So I was in LA at that point. Yeah, so I'm on my phone constantly. Like peeking at a play. Like, all right, this is nice.
Sure.
Back on.
Now, where'd you go in L.A.?
I did a Hollywood tour on the bus while I was there. I went to Hollywood, which is a little overrated.
Yeah, of course. A lot overrated.
Gross. Yeah. And
then
you
go to the sign? Did you hike up to the sign?
Well, when we were on the bus, it brought us over there. So I got pictures of the sign.
Did you go to the Walk of Fame and all?
Yeah. I took a couple pictures of
How about Santa Monica Boulevard? Did you listen to me?
We did. We went to Santa Monica.
You like that, right?
Yeah, that was
Did I give you a bad piece of advice?
No, it wasn't that bad, man.
Did you tell Hurricane what's up? Did I tell you where to go?
He had it pretty damn good.
Did you get a chance to go to Pacific Highway at all?
Pacific Highway.
Pacific Highway is where James Dean died, right, Rob? Pacific Highway is a very famous, dangerous, winding. You talked about the canyons in the sunset?
Yep.
Well, there's a highway called Pacific Coast, the PCH, which connects there, and it's amazing. I was terrified the entire time. Because,
I was driving to LA, and oh my God. Driving in California is completely different.
Yeah.
Like just...
The highways, they got 6-7 lanes, and it's still fucking
those
traffic
freeways
like
are crazy. Yeah.
Some of the worst in the country.
Atlanta. People live their lives around it. But so we're glad to be home.
Yeah. After it was done, it was nice to be home. But I did love it out there.
You did like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. Would you go back? Would you live there?
I couldn't live there. Things are a little more expensive.
Yeah.
And
it's all relative, though.
Yeah, exactly.
For the most part.
But I don't know if I would live out in California, but I would definitely go back quite a few more times. Yeah.
Sure. Go to San Fran, baby. My favorite city in California, without question. Okay? Yep. It's the BadCatz Sports Podcast. NFL Week 2 is upon us. Riley's rocking his Bronco gear. Broncos with a win against the Giants. Birdie, as football, you're a Pats fan, right? Correct?
Football fan. Not really a Pats fan.
Who are you?
My team growing up was I won't say, we'll call them the Redskins, although I'm not supposed to say it anymore, was the Washington football team. You call
the Redskins all fucking days.
So you're a Redskins fan?
Yeah. Yeah, so now you guys are gonna bring heat on.
No, but that's not bad. I respect that a lot.
No, but I got to CMC C3 championships in
exactly. One against the Broncos
and the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
See, we all like that politically sideways around here. Man, we're giving up with Doug Williams.
But we've seen the Redskins come on hard times, and I blame a lot of it on the ownership. Snyder, since he took over, he's really
it's a euphemism for life, man. They thought money were going to handle the problems of the Washington Redskins, and it didn't. It just made it.
They did beat the Broncos, right? In one Super Bowl?
Yeah, 87.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Well, you weren't around for that one.
I know, but still. one of my favorite players that sadly didn't last long enough was Sean Taylor.
Oh my God!
He was like my favorite safety.
When you talk about a guy that had natural ability, that had a jacket already lined up for the Hall of Fame when they drafted him.
Yeah, he was awesome.
What
crazy.
a hard
hitter!
I would
not want to get. They should not allow safety. They should be to be that fast, that big, and that strong.
Yeah,
that guy, because he might have killed somebody. It might have happened with him.
Did you see the Pro Bowl when they went to go with the punter and he rocked the punter so hard? And the punter even got up and shook his hands like,
man.
Yeah.
He was awesome. A Miami U product. I don't know if he played with Ray Lewis during that time frame, but he was on some serious teams down there in Miami.
It's serious football country, for sure. Okay, before we get into breaking down the games, let's talk about NFL Week 2 and some of the big storylines, okay? The number one storyline for me that I'm interested in seeing is how much is Aaron Rodgers hot in it with the Green Bay Packers this year?
100%.
What? 100%?
100%.
Okay.
His heart is in it.
I liked what I saw from his press conference today.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, today was good.
I did not like his body language on the bench. I did not like his press conference after the game. I did not like his look. I did not like his condescending demeanor. I did not like anything about it. Today,
different.
Because I want to root for Aaron Rodgers because I don't want to ever root against anybody that's a bad motherfucker like he is. Okay?
Yep.
You know, I'm a gambler. Okay? I'm going to bet on Aaron Rodgers more than I'm going to go against him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But I did not like his mannerism on the bench, how he was slumped in that bench, how he was laughing. I didn't like any of it. I like what he said today, put it in the right context. It's one game. We're not going to go changing things around. I just think there's a disconnect between the coach, the organization, and the quarterback. And we can all agree on one thing, Ryan. I'm even ask you. I know you're a huge Aaron Rodgers fan, but he can't be the easiest guy to get along with.
No, I've already said it before. He's not. But I don't think it's between him and the coach necessarily. I think it's definitely between him and the owner, and or the GM, because I don't think he minds the coach. I just don't think he likes the GM at all, because he's gone on record saying like he doesn't like the GM.
Is the coach older than he is?
He might be. It's close. Let me look it up.
Barely.
It's very close.
Could you be coached by somebody that was younger than you? I'd have a difficult time with that.
So I could, but they'd have to be like a respectable name. Like they'd have to be someone who, like, I know you know more about this than I do.
Sure, yeah.
Because
I think it'd be tough for a man with a super ego like Rodgers to be coached by somebody younger. Birdie, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know what this coach over there is.
He's a little bit older, so sorry.
Rodgers is over.
LaFleur is 41. Rodgers is like 38.
Where did LaFleur come from before he got the job with the Packers?
Let me find that out as well.
I don't remember. So the only thing I will say about Rodgers was he didn't play any in the preseason, right?
No, it was a contract.
He didn't get any reps, so that's got to play into why he didn't do any. I mean, I understand he's a Hall of Fame quarterback and everything, but you don't get any reps at all in the preseason. That's going to affect you a little bit, I would think. The timing and everything else with your receivers and everything else.
So he was actually on Birdie's team. He was the quarterback for the football team.
Okay, yeah, I think he was with McVay.
Yeah, quarterback in Atlanta Falcons. Had him as an offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's been on a few teams. But McVay was another one. Like, he's really young, Sean McVay. Like, on the Rams, like a few years ago, one of the captains on the offense.
He's coached for 4 years, and he's still the youngest coach in the National Football League, which is crazy.
His captain on offense, Andrew Whitworth, was like 37. He was like 34. Like, you're 3 years older than your head coach. Like, that's crazy.
That dynamic would be difficult once things go bad.
Yeah.
Anybody, listen to me. What was the name of that gangs from West Side Story? The Jets and somebody else.
And the
you know that, Rob?
Yeah, I can't think of it.
I mean, the Bloods and Crips will get along. Okay?
Yeah.
The Hells Angels and the Outlaws will get along. The Black Panthers and the KKK will get along. When everything's right. When stuff starts going badly, then you see the ugliness. Then you see the warts and the stores and that's what it brings it all. Winning is a unbelievable concealer.
Big time.
Of it. Look at how dysfunctional the relationship Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson had it. But the winning covered it.
Same with New England. I mean, the Patriots, they kept winning with Tom Brady, and you didn't realize how much was going wrong between Belichick, Kraft, Brady. And then he, once it was finally over.
When did that start? When do you think, like, the bad one?
I know exactly when.
With the Patriots?
Yeah, when all three of them wanted, not all three of them, but when it felt like Kraft and Brady versus Belichick. Like, Belichick early on, I felt, not early on, but like maybe like after Atlanta Super Bowl, wanted to move on and go with Garoppolo. Yeah. And then Kraft was like, nah, we're staying with Brady. And then Belichick's like, yo, I have he's one of the few head coaches that can like do the moves himself because he's also the GM, what I mean? So like that's why I felt like he wanted to go with Garoppolo, but then Kraft was like, nah, let's stay with Brady. And I feel like that's when it started to happen, you know what I mean?
Sure.
After that Super Bowl.
But ultimately, Belichick jumped in bed Kraft jumped in bed with Belichick and let him pull the trigger with the last contract.
I think Brady also really was pissed off when they threw his trainer out of there. That might have been after the Garoppolo thing, but that
and look at what TB12 is doing for Tom Brady. My man is talking about playing until he's 50 years old now.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, let's
he's
not get
50
crazy.
years old.
Nah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
You remember one thing about the NFL, and especially at his age, you're one vicious hit away from being on the sideline.
All right, how old is he now?
He's 44.
Okay, so let me throw this out there to you. Does anybody in this room question whether he can play at a high level next year?
Yes.
You don't?
Yeah.
Okay.
Depends what team he plays for.
He's going to go to Tampa Bay.
Well, this is the last year on his contract.
Okay.
It's the last year. A lot of players that they signed that are not going to be available for them next year. Like they're putting all their chips into this like win right now.
I believe it was
which is fine.
I believe it was a 3-year window that they had.
Yeah, like Dominican Sue's probably not going to be back next year. Yeah. They franchise tag Chris Godwin, so they got to think about him. Sure. Antonio Brown was a 1-year deal. They got to think about him.
Sure. Gronk is getting there.
Gronk is getting almost done. Antonio Winfield is coming up like soon on his rookie contract.
Yeah,
there's a lot of players.
But how many people you don't think Antonio Brown will take less to stay with Brady?
No, because he was the last one. He was the last starter to sign, and he was like on the fence for signing. So I don't know if he'll take that little again. If he has a really good year, Antonio Brown's the type of guy where he's gonna be like, "Nah, I want big money."
I don't know. He lived with Brady. Brady has resurrected his career. I think he stays with Brady. I don't think Gronk goes anywhere. I think a lot of people do. Because let me tell you something. At the end of the day, would you rather have the multiple Super Bowl titles, or would you rather have the extra $10 million?
Well,
it depends who you ask.
If Tom Brady's still playing,
if you ask a real athlete, I think they'd go with
if he's still playing at a high level next year, no matter what free agents they lose, there's going to be guys that are going to want to come down and play with him.
Of course they are.
So it's not like they're going to take a step down, but there's only one guy that's going to beat Tom Brady. He hasn't knocked down his door yet, and he's undefeated. And you know who that is.
That's not Mr. Cliff.
That's Father Time.
Father Time. Okay. That's the cousin of.
Not there yet.
Cousin of the cousin.
Yeah, he's not there yet. But when he comes knocking on the door, then it's time. So we'll see.
Riley, I don't want to bust your balls too much, but you are saying Brady goes down if he plays another year.
No, I'm just saying I could see it happening. I didn't say it's gonna happen. I just think it could happen.
How about you?
I'm done questioning how long he's going to go on. I'm just letting it happen and watching.
That is what I'm waiting for people. That is what I'm waiting for people. That is what I'm waiting for people saying. How many motherfucking times can I be wrong about this man?
No, he'll start to decline, and then he declines, and you're like, "This is what I'm talking about." Then he throws 5 touchdowns.
Did we get the picture of my man Brady up there? Let me tell you something. Did you see the picture of Aaron Rodgers?
Oh my God! Yeah, he looks a lot older than Brady looked.
Am I lying?
Someone said he looks like Nicolas Cage playing Aaron Rodgers in a movie about Tom Brady.
I mean, like, give me the guacamole, whatever avocado.
The avocado ice cream. Yeah.
Give me the fucking avocado ice cream.
Found the fountain of youth somewhere.
Yeah. I'll put it all over my girl. I'll put it all over my fucking pita bread. I'll put it all over the fucking microphone. I'll slap it if it's gonna make me look that good, Birdie. I mean, we gotta forget the vodka and tonic. Let's go for
the avocado chases. Whatever it is.
Interesting. Certainly. Aaron Rodgers, they play. Let me see who they play.
Monday against the Lions.
Monday against the Lions. That's the game they should win.
That's a bounce back.
Well, that is something that'll get you healthy.
Yeah,
right?
You would think.
You would think that would
I could see them losing that.
At home to the Lions?
the way that the Lions played against the 49ers.
With momentum going into the game.
I could see them losing it. I don't know if they will, but I definitely wouldn't be super shocked. And I think that would turn everything into crazy. Like, everyone's like, oh, this is it. It's over. Well, and then that could turn around their whole season.
I'm calling Lisa right now, okay? And I'm going to tell her to bet $50 on the money line in that game. Can we look that up, please? Can we get the money
probably
line?
getting plus 400.
More than that.
No, I wouldn't think it's too much more than that.
Really?
12 and a half, maybe 4 plus 4 to 1, 5 to 1. I think the spread was 11 and a half.
Yeah, that's all you're going to get?
Yeah, because the Patriots Super Bowl, when they beat the Rams, the first one,
money line is 475.
Yeah, the first Patriots Super Bowl against the Rams, they were 14-point favorites in that game, and we were getting 5 to 1. I was in Vegas, I remember that. So I know that these lines aren't going to fluctuate when it's the same number no matter what the game is.
Because it's the NFL, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So we're thinking the recipe is a win against Detroit, possibly. At home, he throws a couple of touchdown passes, Monday Night Football. Everybody's talking about how great he is again, and they go back on a roll.
Yeah, I can see them going down early, and the narrative starting like, oh, Aaron Rodgers, here it is, he's done, he's not it, and then throws a couple touchdowns, halftime, going in third, fourth quarter. And
speaking of the narrative, and the narrative being unknown, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens play the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Now, the Chiefs have their number. The Chiefs have their number.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson did not look good, Birdie. He cost us a fortune.
Yeah, we had a rough night with him. That was,
he looked good.
Oh my God!
He looks good in the first half.
Not that check down pass to the running back at the end of the game that he blew.
The turnovers lost the game. The second half, I think the Raiders might have made some adjustments at halftime because he wasn't as effective in the second half. And
I know this is politically incorrect, but I'm going to say it anyway. Okay.
Here we go.
Let's forget him being a drop back passer. Let's just forget it. Okay. Let's roll him out. Let's do run pass option. Let's get him out of the pocket, and let's try to stop fitting a square peg in a round hole. Okay? Unfortunately, a lot of these African-American quarterbacks have been stereotyped as athletes and not quarterbacks. So, like, the mission is, okay, let's prove it.
Yeah, break the narrative.
As opposed to, let's be Steve Young. Let's be Brett Favre. Let's roll out. Let's roll out. Let's make plays on the run. Let's do it. Play to your strengths. In life, in business, in sports, play to your strengths. Okay? That's going to get you home in the right shape. Riley, talk to me about Lamar Jackson and I mean, do you see a promising future for him as a drop back passer? I think they need to amend it to fit his skill set.
I think he's got a. I think I'm probably the biggest Lamar fan here.
I like the kid. I love watching.
No, I know, but I think I have the most faith in him as a player out of all you guys, which is nothing wrong with that because we like our players. I like my players.
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
I think he has a future in the NFL, period, no matter how he plays. Because I watch him play, and I'm like, yo, there's no other player in the whole NFL that can make these plays. The one where he threw the touchdown pass to Hollywood Brown, where Hollywood Brown came across this way and was running across sideways, he had to run in between like 3 tackles and then sideways shuffled between 2 really, really big dudes and just fit in between it, ran out of the pocket, like you said, and just had a perfect pass.
Let me ask you maybe a better question. If you were his offense coordinator, would you roll him out and get him out of the pocket more? Would you make a commitment to that? I would.
I think you have to try to at least – I mean, he's got to be obviously every day working on being a passer because no matter what, he's going to be able to run. He's going to he's going to be able to throw on the run.
But to have that option away from the clutter, away from the madness, okay? Roll out, roll left, you know what I mean? Bootleg, reverse, pass. Just get him moving.
It's just they know that's happening.
A stationary target is the easiest thing to defend.
Yep.
Okay. I don't see that for him. I want to roll him out. I want him to get him in space.
See, but I think you have to at least try to keep the defense on their toes because then you're going to start getting a lot of defensive ends not rushing at all and kind of sliding out. So I think that's why they're trying to balance that. Because you see him drop back, you'll have a good pass.
I didn't see much balance in the first game, and I was betting
that's the problem.
We were betting on it heavily.
So
if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm pushing guys up towards the line of scrimmage, and I'm gonna tell you ain't beating me running the ball. I'll put 6, 7 guys in the box, close the lanes up, and I'm going to say, go ahead, throw the ball and beat me because you're not getting loose. Because once he gets loose,
but like Riley said, he did drop one in the basket late in the game. He's capable of doing that.
So, Riley, did you think the loss of the 2 running backs really hurt him in that game because of the third stringer they were running?
For some reason, I just like a lot of the players in the Ravens, and J.K. Dobbins is one of them. And he tore his ACL. I thought he was going to have a really good
the Ravens arguably got the best play development and playing personnel people in the NFL. Ozzie Newsome, they say, is the best.
Reloading.
Is the best in the business.
So I love J.K. Dobbins, and I actually drafted him in one of my drafts. And when he tore his ACL, I was devastated because I thought he was going to have a really good year. And then I thought Gus Edwards, because I love Gus Edwards as well, even last year as a backup. And I was like, all right, maybe he can do really good as a starter. Then he tore his ACL. And then Justice Hill was supposed to be the one. Then he tore his Achilles. They're on their 4th running back. That doesn't help Lamar at all. I'm already talking about on the show, he needs more weapons. It doesn't help when 3 running backs tear something in their leg and they're completely done for the whole year. And that's not to blame everything on those guys for getting hurt. But, big part of his game is the option plays, and they're gonna respect the running backs more when your running back is somebody like when your running back somebody like Dobbins over Taysom Williams, who that might have been his first game ever. He had one good run, but Dobbins, like the defense is gonna collapse on Dobbins way more than they would on Taysom Williams, and it just doesn't help. Taysom, sorry, doesn't help like Lamar during that at all.
They did get Le'Veon Bell, who didn't play.
But Bell, I'm over Bell. Like I thought Bell was the best running back in the league 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. Yeah. But he looked awful as the Chiefs.
As a player, do you still respect Le'Veon Bell as Le'Veon Bell?
I don't know. Do you? Because
is Le'Veon Bell going to keep the defensive honest?
No, I don't think so.
Are they going to bite on that?
I don't think so.
You know who would bite? Who's in the wrong place? Ezekiel Elliott.
Yes.
They would bite on Zeke with the Ravens.
Yes.
I don't know why the Cowboys are paying him that kind of money.
But that's why I thought Dobbins could be.
You can put any running back in that offensive line, and they'll be a great running back.
That's why I thought Dobbins was going to be. Though.
I think to do the RPO and keep him in the pocket.
Yep.
Exactly.
You need someone.
You need somebody that the defense has to respect almost as much as the quarterback.
Even weapons outside.
How many running backs are in the league that can get to that respect level? Not many.
Not many. Well, their shelf life is so short.
Sure.
You get 4 years.
Elliott would be one of them.
Elliott would definitely be one.
Or even a weapon outside for them to respect. Because like now, if they're like Birdie said, if they were going to do that, just like, all right, you're going to beat me passing. Okay, his best weapons are Sammy Watkins and Hollywood Brown, who look decent. But if you give him another guy outside who's like really good. Yeah, but he's a good tight end, but he hasn't done anything in like last recent history. Like in the last 9 games last season and like the game this week, didn't look that great. You know what I mean? Like if you go get somebody like Waller, who had 11 targets in the first half alone as a tight end,
he was.
It's ridiculous. Like you give Lamar somebody a weapon like that, they're gonna respect him a lot more.
Did anybody else have the feeling that Harbaugh was getting out coached and out schemed by Gruden watching that game? That's what me and you kept talking about.
We were watching that game.
I mean, how many blitzes did the Ravens run at them that didn't get home, man?
Derek Carr's not a rookie quarterback. He's not a relatively new quarterback.
His brother was the first-round pick. He's a prodigy.
They kept throwing that blitz.
He knows quarterbacks like we know the ABCs.
Why Harbaugh or the defensive coordinator kept blitzing him in that game? And I was screaming at the TV. I'm like, why are you keep? They got there one time, and then he might have thrown the ball away twice. But he just kept burning that blitz, and they just kept bringing it over and over and over. And I'm like,
is there any way the Ravens can beat the Chiefs?
I hope so.
Without the running backs, it's going to be so tough.
It's going to be hard
because their defense is so good.
Is Jackson in Mahomes' league right now?
No.
I think that he's
not even in the same stretch.
Rally guy? Let's go get on.
No, because I think
go get it.
No. I think Mahomes is on like so. If there's a tier thing, I think for me, Lamar would be on so it'd be Mahomes. It would be Mahomes and I think maybe by himself or with Rodgers, and then it'd be another tier. And Lamar would be on that tier below him. So it'd be like S-A-B. I would have Lamar at B. Usually when we do tiers, we call S the best tier. I don't know why, but
so it'd be like Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes.
Yes.
If you still want to put
and then
Brady
I'd put underneath that probably
Josh Allen.
Russ, Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson, sore subject, but I love him. I think he's a great player.
Yep.
He might even be S for me. Then below him would be like Lamar, and I think Lamar's right there. Lamar, Tannehill.
That's 100% accurate. I agree exactly with
everything. But honestly, I would put Watson at S. Like I'm a massive Watson.
My mother agrees with you, because she says you are very impressive. She's taking care of her boy as usual. But Rachel, we got that big remote. Coming.
Don't worry, we're gonna be inviting people.
We need the Arruda clan deep.
That was just for one Arruda, never mind for me and Sage. So
that's a wrap.
But to beat the Chiefs, you gotta keep scoring. Like you know what I mean? Like you saw with the Browns. Like the Browns had a good lead, but they didn't keep scoring. Like they thought they had a good enough lead, and they were like playing like whatever, like nice and slow.
Well, that's why I said that Mahomes can frustrate a defense. They were playing perfect defense on him for like 3 quarters of that game until that.
He's like Michael Jordan.
That one play he made.
One
play he made when he hit Hill. They had contained him the whole game because they were playing a deep cover.
So lucky.
Yeah. 2 safeties deep.
I was so lucky.
And they're watching everything.
You know that Hill, that prick, the fastest guy I've ever seen with a football in his hands.
Cheetah.
Yeah, he wants to fight. He wants to race.
Usain Bolt. Yeah,
right now he might. I don't know. Right now you might be.
Hold on. There's a wrinkle.
40-yard dash.
There's a wrinkle.
This will be my first bet with you.
Usain Bolt said he'll put all his gold medals against his Super Bowl ring if it's a 70-yard.
Yeah, he's got it in the bag.
But he doesn't want
40-yard.
He's apprehensive about the 40.
Yeah, but everybody knows Usain Bolt is not like a short distance runner. He's like, you know what I mean?
But he's still the fastest man on the planet, right?
Yeah, I'm taking Usain Bolt.
But is he right now?
I don't know.
Dun dun dun.
But that throw was so annoying to watch.
I'd rather watch that than Jake Paul and some washed up MMA guy. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm done. That's all fixed. I don't want to hear it.
I'd watch that. Back in the day, they used to race horses and all kinds of crazy shit. You know
didn't Ocho Cinco?
I was supposed to wrestle a bear at Rocky Point. Everybody laughed at me. Everybody laughed. Birdie,
I'll tell you
was there a bear that was, they used to put boxing gloves on his
They'd have to declaw the bear to get in there, though. Yeah, I can see you doing something like that.
But you remember that at Rocky Point? The bear used to come like
I remember hearing something that was
2 or 3 times a year the bear used to come.
Yeah, that's all before the animal cruelty laws.
Sounds about right.
And I was supposed to wrestle a bear. We had buses going on.
I believe it.
The trainer started getting smart with me. He knew me from the Jersey basketball thing. We were all there like 3 of us. The bear, he brought the bear up to me. I smacked the bear in the snoot. He stand off. Everybody started talking shit. And then I was supposed to fight the bear.
I would have liked to seen that.
It was a 385-pound black bear.
We got that super
So
heavy.
not the bear that we're talking about. You see.
385 pounds?
That's a small bear.
That's small.
That's small bear. But you realize how powerful those bears are?
Sure, but listen to me.
You don't got a double leg takedown, I'll tell you that.
Listen to me. We studied it, right? I had like 5 Angelo Dundees in my corner. You know what the strategy was?
Punches nuts.
No.
Jesus, wrestling,
You
man.
cannot go, Rob, tell me I'm right. You cannot go straight at a beer. They can run 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Those dudes are
But what do? You zigzag them, right? So we're going to hit them low.
Okay.
Right?
Nuts, like I said.
We're going to zigzag, come from the side angles, boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
And I think at that time I could get him down.
So
my plan was to trip him.
you had a game plan, like Mike Tyson says. Everybody's got a game plan
So you get
until they
punched in
get
the
punched
face.
in the face. No, Mikey.
That would have been awesome.
I'll tell you what, I would have paid to see that. That would have been.
I am telling you right now, my old friends out there will swear on my mother's soul I was gonna fight that bear. And I thought when the bear had been
help the bear.
Hold on. The bear had been was
people down.
365-9. 9 people had beaten.
Wow.
Damn.
And
what year
that's
was
number
this?
10.
This is 1989. And at that time I was a
You're
world-class athlete.
in your prime.
You were playing Durfee basketball.
I was
Right.
running 40 and 4.47, 4.48.
Yeah, you're in good shape.
Yeah,
You're
you know what I mean?
young.
I was
You got
200 pounds. You know what I mean? And my friends are so crazy. They studied it, how people had beaten the bears before.
Yep.
Okay, and how you go after a bear, and how bear trainers tell you.
Okay.
So
tell you, Bubba, and that's it.
So there were analytics to how you're going to beat this.
Well,
That's amazing.
This is pre-Olympic.
I would love to see
I'm
the
just
tail
saying.
of the tape
But
of that.
that's how do we get on this anyway?
I don't even know.
Tyreek Hill versus the.
Usain Bolt,
we're gonna
yeah.
fight the bear, yeah.
That was awesome, though. That was awesome.
Would you rather see me wrestle a bear or Jake Paul fight?
You wrestle a bear.
Oh,
You ain't gotta
20,
finish.
20
Don't
times. I'm like, yeah.
Don't finish. You don't gotta finish who he's fighting.
like don't they like the Portuguese rodeos? Don't they put amateur people in there? Like they let guys run with the fucking bulls.
Yeah, the
I'd
bulls.
rather wrestle a 350-pound bear, declawed.
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah.
You're
With the
trampled by
muscle, with
those
the-
Yeah,
bulls,
so you don't get
killed.
don't get
So
clawed.
what am I really worried about?
Yeah, you're just worrying about.
Yeah, I'm not fighting
I
no
went to
bull.
Boston College and fought 385-pound offensive linemen that are in the NFL for 10 years.
And then I declawed.
And then
They're
they'll
not-
declawed, and then they'll have a fucking snoot.
I'm not fighting no bull for any kind of money.
I'm not.
What do we got going on here?
So,
Yeah, let me say, was that the bull?
They like the stories.
oh, it's
Yeah.
there. Oh.
Well, nobody's ever. I mean, there are people that have been killed by those bulls
Oh, that
while
thing
running
can
on the
run.
bulls and
yeah,
Spain.
no,
So that's
God.
actually the
If
easiest thing to do.
if we could call somebody right now, call my brother.
Mike, your street cred's good. You don't.
I
We're
swear
not
to
down
God,
it. We're not down it, Mike.
I would say how we got our varsity jackets on, right? We're back in Rocky Point. So a couple of my friends I still like to get into a little bit. So we go there and the beer's there. So they stop busting my balls, right? you know, the beer. So we go over there with the beer, and the trainer, they're gypsy carnies. So they're looking for an idiot like me because they collect the money.
Oh, yeah.
So at my popularity at that there would have been 5,000 people there.
Vince McMahon would have jumped all over.
At
that time,
once Fall River found out, you'd have had half of Fall River, New Bedford.
I bet New Bedford would have came just to root for the bear.
Pay-per-view event out of it. You could have made some
exactly.
dollars.
So the owner's job is to goad all the muscle guys in the stands, right?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't a muscle guy, but all the personality guys.
Yeah.
So they start fucking with me, right? So I'm talking, you know. So now this guy's starting to fucking piss me off, and he brings the beer, like I got my hands up talking to my homeboy, and the bear like puts his fucking paw on my thing.
So now the bear was taunting you, like
no, the guy was manipulating the bear to fuck with me.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Because they're connie. So if they piss me off, then I'm gonna come back with 300 friends. It's all a money making scam. When the guy touched me, my instinct, I turned around, I smacked it right in the mouth, and the bear went, ooh. Okay.
And you're like, oh shit, that was a bear.
And everybody's like, okay, it's on. We took the stuff, and it was not a popping. And the bear got sick. I swear to God.
You got COVID. God,
the bear got sick.
I've never heard that story, but
that's amazing.
I
don't know about that, man.
No, that's not 300. That's not 360 pounds.
That's like a 580 pounds.
Let me tell you something. Can I tell you something?
That thing can use his mouth.
Can I tell you something about this beer, though? Can I tell you something about this beer?
Yep.
This beer won the fights because he's a better athlete than the people he was fighting, okay? And the beer wasn't that impressive looking. It was only like 6'4", 6'2", on hind legs, and like 380 pounds. That's not big for a beer.
Yeah, that's small for a bear.
A lot more.
I mean, I've been 340 pounds, 320 pounds in my life. I mean, that's not. I mean, what is
I mean, I don't know how old was this bear though. I mean,
the bear was old. The bear was. It was a Conneac.
Young bear in his
Let me ask
prime.
you, how long was the roller coaster at Lincoln Park?
Ooh,
how long was the flume at Rocky Point? There was nothing new there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I hear you.
But that was the truth. That was the gimmick, and so we'll do it. I guess Hey, the XFL, maybe they'll pick it up for a half.
Oh, awesome.
The Hurricane.
I love the XFL.
The Hurricane wins the beer. Mike Vrabel calls out Julio Jones. Not the way you want to start it out at all. I'm very surprised. Mike Vrabel, who has gone on about Belichick humiliating Brady in film sessions and humiliating himself in film sessions, and he's talked about how it gets old, how, some... calls out Julio Jones. Doesn't get enough. That's not the way we play. He got a bad penalty or something like that.
Yeah, it was a penalty. Said we don't do that shit.
You go get probably the biggest free agent acquisition of the NFL, and it doesn't start off good in Tennessee. Does that bode well, Sage?
I don't see a problem with it because Bruce Arians did the same thing last year to Tom Brady.
Good point.
It was like week 4, I believe, and he called him out, and everyone was like, whoa, how do you do that to the GOAT? He's Tom Brady. You go out and get him. And then Tom Brady just sat there. He took it. And then he was like, you know what? You're right. And then
Tom Brady had to restructure his offense 10 weeks later to make it right and then go on.
And they won. So, I mean, I guess you got to hold, the top level guy accountable, same as you would the sixth string. On TV, on blast. Very unconventional. It is unconventional.
If you're looking to strike it up, that's how you do it.
It's nerve-wracking. It's scary.
I would think most of the time it could go the other way. Birdie, what do you think about that?
Should have been kept in house. I mean, the media is going to run the hard questions at you about what happened there. Maybe Vrabel was just kind of like setting the tone, like, hey, I'm the coach here. This is the way we operate. It's still my team. You're the new guy in here. So I don't know what his mindset was to say that.
Sure. Yeah. Riley?
Yeah, I think he hit it with a new guy. Like, he's still new there. Like, as long as he's I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, I would say, right?
Like, even though he is like one of the best, and I think he's the best of his generation, he's still the new guy in town.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but Fitz is like, when Julio started getting big, Fitz was already this way, like coming down a little bit, and Julio was starting to come up. And then when Julio had like those monster years, Fitz was like here.
But do you think Julio Jones is more naturally talented?
Oh, yeah, more athletic, definitely.
His size, nobody should be running that fast. He's like a bear. He's literally like a bear. For his size, he runs like 27, not 27, he runs really, really, really fast. Like, I mean, you don't know how to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Why not wait to game 3 to call him out? Why do it right away?
That's a bad loss. That's why.
Bad loss.
You're setting the tone. You're the coach. It's your team.
I think all three of us picked the Titans to win. You know what I mean?
You know what I think it's amazing? How a lot of these guys have live microphones in their face shortly after a bad loss, and for the most part can compose themselves not to piss the world off.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, no, motherfucker.
That's the worst thing you say. It's not bad.
You don't want me with a live microphone.
What's the media's main objective in a lot of these press conferences, especially after a loss? They're looking to get somebody to say something that
get a headline.
Absolutely. So I mean, it's not like they can taunt these guys with some of their questions, and I mean.
I'm tired of the coach speak. I'm so fucking tired of Jabba the Hutt, Bill Belichick. I'm so tired of that. You know what reminds me? You know the mobster, the Chin, Vincent Gigante, who used to walk around in a robe
with the robe and
the hoodie,
the top hat in
talking to himself.
Yes.
And he convinced the FBI for 30 years that he was nuts.
Yeah.
That's how Belichick comes in like this disheveled.
We're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah. And don't force them to do it. I don't understand why they force everyone to do it. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense. Marshawn Lynch, he doesn't like to talk in front of the public, so why make him talk in front of the public?
Ricky Williams had anxiety so bad he has to put his helmet on.
My favorite player ever.
It's so stupid. Like, why force him to do it?
You know how much money he lost for smoking a joint? They're crazy. Blows my mind.
We'll
go right down the street, Northeast Alternatives. We're looking for you. We're looking for you. Okay, so we'll find out if things get better in Tennessee. Cowboys, Chargers. Dak comes this close to knocking out the GOAT.
Yep.
Now he's got a little baby GOAT. And he bet. Who wins the quarterback battle in that one? Riley?
Oh, my God. I mean, it's going to be high scoring, I think, no matter what. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I don't see them going 0-2.
No, we don't have a prediction. We got predictions coming. We got predictions coming.
My bad.
Quarterback battle.
Dak. I think Dak. No, Dak has had – I think Dak might be one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league. Like, I know we all talk about him being good, but I feel like people don't understand how good he actually is. You know what I mean? Like, I think he could be near the top 5 in the league. Like, that's how good he is.
Because he's surely not underpaid.
No. I think underrated because people are like, oh, he's top 10. But I think he's higher than that. Like, I really do. Like, the way he plays.
He's knocking on top 5 doors.
Yeah, he could already be there right now. Like, he's really, really good.
Anybody want to talk about this quarterback? I'm going to watch this one for sure because of it.
No, go ahead, Sage.
So, I think statistically, Herbert might take him. He might have more yards. But I think if you, like the eye test, you watch the game, I think Dak's going to be a leader in this game. I really see it happening. Herbert might, 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. But I see Dak in a critical moment, bringing him down the field and winning that, leadership battle.
Which is important. Yeah. And it's probably going to take something like that for them to win. Yeah. Now, anybody feeling bad for the Cowboys?
Nope.
Well, hold on.
The Cowboys.
We the boys. Oh, you are
not. But 2 tough teams on the road. 2 potential Super Bowl teams on the road, okay? 2 tough losses late in the game. Now you start the season 0-2, and then you come back for a Monday Night Football, Week 3 against the Eagles. Now that turns into a must-win, right?
If you're America's team, you got to do it.
Exactly.
We boys.
Exactly.
You
live up to the name.
The only thing I'm going to say about Dak is the Cowboys, you don't want to be throwing the ball 60 times. That's not the recipe for success in the NFL. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to get Ezekiel Elliott involved this week and try to get him going because he didn't have a good game last week.
What a waste, though. Like, can somebody please tell me what they're paying him?
6 years, $90 million. That was 2 years ago, because last year I won the championship. Yeah, so 2 years ago, 6 years, $90 million, I believe.
Yeah, but everybody on that team is making max. You look at the salaries of Jerry Jones.
Literally, so it's like Amari Cooper,
Dak,
Taysom, what's his name? Smith, the left tackle, the right tackle, Collins, Zach Martin. Travis, they have so many guys just making ridiculous money.
Insane money.
It doesn't make
Jerry
sense.
Jones is throwing it at him.
How does the salary cap apply to that team? I don't know.
Jerry Jones knows his way around.
They say
6 year, $90 million, and that was before the 2019 season. So So it's what year are we at right now? So it's
how many touches did he get last game?
I'll look that up right now too.
They turned it into a.
Zach threw the ball 59 times, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't win in the NFL throwing the ball like that every game. That's not very
So he had 11 rushes and 2 catches.
times.
So he touched the ball 13
touches?
times. I mean, if you're paying the guy $90 million,
You got to get him
He's
involved.
got to run it
you gotta touch the
18,
ball.
20 times.
you got to touch the ball more than 13
Or
times.
take that money and grab an offensive lineman, another wide receiver, or a slot back or two.
They were a little bit banged up this week.
Hey, let me ask you a
There's
question.
a lot of defensive
And me and
injuries.
Birdie's NFL, it was all about the running back, right?
100%.
Now, is the running back as obsolete as the post-up back to the basket center in the NBA? That's what it's turning into.
So,
isn't it?
so I think,
Riley, go.
so I think positionally you still have that the dominance of the run back, but you don't have the 12-year, 10-year. Like Adrian Peterson's
They're
the last.
interchangeable.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you look at the Chiefs; they've had 5 running backs in the last 6 years, and they've all been top level.
Patriots too.
James, they've had so many that they put in, and you're like, oh, all right, plug and play.
Yeah, plug and play. He's a great word
I think
for it.
Adrian Peterson's the last
Throwback.
Yeah. Like you're the running back. You're gonna be the best running back for 10 years. LaDainian Thompson, Priest Holmes, those kind of guys. Like I don't see that being a thing anymore. Zeke, he was great, amazing. 2-3 years, you think he's gonna be the next one, and then he tails off like everyone else.
Could be
And
the one.
like what Ricky Williams said, these running backs, they just don't start getting the ball when they're in the NFL. They get it when they're 6 years old in Pop Warner.
Yep.
Then they get it 40 times a game in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Then they get it 35 games.
Derrick
Oh my
Henry.
God! So you ever see Derrick Henry's stats in high school?
No.
Oh,
It's like, dude, I'm not joking you. He had like 5,000 yards in one season. It was ridiculous. I'll read you his exact stats.
Yeah,
Some of the games he had like 500 yards in one game
There's been,
in high
been a
school.
few guys like that. You remember a guy by the name of Marcus Dupree? From
Yeah, yeah.
Oklahoma
The
years
best that
ago?
ever was.
That's the guy that
The
in
same
high
people
school.
who did that documentary did my
That was
brothers.
yeah, that was another 30.
And Barry Switzer called him a pussy because he was crying after he had 365 yards against Texas. You know what I mean? He didn't do enough. He was like a 19-year-old kid. He had like, it's crazy.
All right, look at this. Ready? Senior year. He had 462 carries for 4,261 yards in one season.
That's a man.
Listen to this. With 55 touchdowns.
A man
How many
among
games?
boys.
How many
Yeah.
Rushing yards per game. Ready for this? 327.
Jesus.
327.
How many games? And how many
13?
carries per
14?
game?
Okay.
Sounds like my nephew Drew stats. He had 5 touchdowns in his first game.
I saw that on
And
Facebook.
3 of the other one. He's going to get about 40.
They got to put him up another level when they're doing that at
Yeah.
that level. They got to bring him up.
ready for this?
Smallest guy in the field.
Ready for this?
Yep.
13 games.
Oh my God.
13 games,
4,000 yards.
4,000 yards. I mean, like,
That coach should go to jail for child abuse.
that's what I'm talking about. Like, this is the thing with running backs. Like, Henry.
But it makes sense though that some of them are burnt out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have
Come
to.
on, the guy touched the ball 462 times in a senior year?
How many times do they let horses race a year for big money? Not many times, right?
No, they moderate it, like you said,
Yeah,
so that the
sure.
horses don't get worn
His
out.
worst game, right? His worst game was 189 yards. That was his worst game.
Who plays better, Heber or Dak?
That.
I'll go with Dak.
Offensive number wise, I'm gonna say Dak, but who wins the games? What's the whole case? So I don't know.
Buffalo at Miami. Can the Bills Mafia go 0-2? Tell me why.
All right, well, let's see. They could go 0-2. I hope they go 0-2. It's gonna be a battle of confidence, I think, in this one, because Miami's defense showed up big time at New England. That whole bend, don't break defense. You take the pressure, let them come at you.
You're not gonna win kicking field goals. You're gonna leave the door open too long to get beat if you kick field goals and don't score touchdowns.
Yep. So I think if we can prevent the big plays from Josh Allen and try to limit everything to 15 yards, keep it there. Once we get in the red zone, just lock it up. There's a possibility we come away with the sneak a win through there, but I do see Buffalo taking that.
I saw some things from Josh Allen that remind me of a younger Josh Allen that I saw with too much velocity on the ball sailing on him. That could be a problem for him, Riley.
I was saying that, early in the summertime. Like, I want to see it one more year. Like, that was his year. But, like, before that, it wasn't.
So do I.
It was nothing, like, crazy. Like, he didn't have a monster year like that before. Like, that was his first time. I don't know if the Bills win because they didn't look good at all. Like, against the Steelers. Like, not much run game. Diggs didn't look great when Diggs last year looked amazing. So, like, he needs to start picking it up against Miami. And Miami's defense was huge for me against the Patriots. Like, everyone talked about, like, oh, we had too many turnovers.
Only 2.
Yeah, but that's the thing that's good about Miami's defense. Like, they're so good at getting the ball back for their offense. You know what I mean? Like, you have to give some credit to the Miami's defense. Like, as much as Damian Harris fumbled it, Xavier Howard ripped the ball out of his hands. Like, that is okay. Damian Harris should have done better, but you're facing one of the best corners in the league right there.
Two of the best corners.
Yeah, that's why I think the Dolphins might win this game and the Bills go 0-2, and that could start the fire for the Bills. But it's going to be a really tough game.
Somebody call a suicide alert in Buffalo because it's a long winter, and if the Bills aren't good, it gets even longer. That's for sure. But any comments on this game?
I'll give the Dolphins a puncher's chance in that game. I'm a big Tua guy. I always liked him, and you got to remember about Tua. He came off a year of a devastating injury that almost ended his career that he was playing. I think he's going to get better. I think he's healthier this year. I'd keep an eye on him.
I'm going to be interested to see how this plays out as a Pats fan. To see how the AFC shapes. I think this could be. I mean, this could. If Miami jumps out 2-0, okay,
that's a huge lead.
And 2-0 in the division.
2-0 in the division.
Yeah.
You know, that's you're right. Steelers Raiders. I got a prediction right here, like this. Okay,
well, I'm just gonna
bet your grandmama's house. Bet your fucking grandmama's house. Hey. You don't ever want to do that.
I'm having a flashback right now of Franco Harris, Terry Bradshaw, Mean Joe Green, the Raiders, Kenny Stabler, the Immaculate Reception. This was John Faceda narrating games. This was.
I'm saying the Raiders have no shot against the Steelers.
I hope so.
Have no shot.
I hope so.
Have no shot.
I hope they come out and lose 105 to 0.
Pittsburgh's going to smash them.
That's a tough spot for the Raiders. They played on Monday night. They got to come across. TJ Watt looks like the real deal. I would have to agree with that.
And that was a grueling Monday night game, too. Overtime.
Emotional game.
Arena. You know they went out partying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But Pittsburgh looked good against one of the best teams in the football.
Underdog. They're coming back. It's Big Ben's last year. The terrible towel. You know what I mean?
Not the terrible towels, man.
We're not going to talk about prediction, but I think this will be an interesting game. Yeah. And we'll talk about it. But I love
There's a lot of good games.
Pats, Jets, be interesting. Battle rookie quarterback. What do you like?
Jets are not flying on that one. I'm sorry. Jets aren't taking off. Jets are going to take off right when the landing gear comes up. They're going to have to put it right back down.
Wilson's
they didn't look terrible against the Panthers. And the Panthers,
against the Panthers.
But hold on. I like the Panthers team that they have. I like DJ Moore. I like Robbie Anderson, CMC. Their defense isn't bad. And the Panthers barely beat them. And the Jets held them to low numbers. Even with CMC having a ridiculous game, the Panthers didn't score much against them. Yep. So
okay,
I don't know.
Keep an eye on the Jets because Adam Gase is gone. They got the new coach there. They could have quit in that game. Last year they're quitting in the game. Exactly. They're down 16-0. They fought in that game in the second half and made it close. So I wouldn't exactly think it's going to be a cakewalk, but I do like the Pats.
Who is the most reliable and responsible person amongst us? What do you think, Birdie?
Say that again.
Who is the most reliable and responsible person like this? Who's going to keep this sheet?
It ain't gonna be me.
I can keep those.
You gotta keep those.
I trust them.
All right. So you're gonna write down who goes where. Okay. Oof. I'm gonna pass it around.
Okay, we're gonna write it.
We're gonna initial on which side of it as it goes. Okay. Oof. Last week was spring training, right? Because you want to know why we're old school around here. So we're gonna do 6 weeks. 16 weeks in.
I hate the 17.
All right. Here we go. Redskins at Giants.
We going point spreads?
Yeah,
Okay.
That changes.
Candy corn here.
That's why I'm asking.
We're some bad mofos
I hate candy corn.
Bro.
It's awful.
Candy corn's the worst Halloween candy, right?
Yeah, it's
by
awful.
far.
Yeah.
Redskins -4 at the Giants. Okay.
-4.
-4.5. So they're giving the Giants 4.5. I'm not ready to close the book on Danny Dimes yet. But I am ready to say that the Redskins are going to be a factor. I love the quarterback switch. This kid put up 360 yards against the Tampa Bay defense. That was no joke. It's Thursday Night Football. It's prime time. Danny Dimes is undefeated against the Redskins, but 0-5 in prime time.
I thought you were going to say 0-5 against a football team, but undefeated against the Redskins.
0-5, right? On primetime, but yet undefeated. What stat is more powerful for you? I say the 0-5 in primetime.
I think just because it's New York, it makes it even worse.
Sure, yeah. That's exactly why.
How many games against the Redskins, you know?
I don't know.
We beat them twice last year. One of the games went into overtime. They were pretty close games.
Who made the playoffs, though?
It's a tough. The divisional games are always tough. The teams know each other. They play each other twice a year. I'm going to go with my team to win, but I'm going to take the 4.5 points because I think it's going to be a close game.
Ooh, Birdie.
The line was 3.5. You're going to give me an extra point there. I'm going to definitely take it. So
I'm going with the Giants too.
4.5 is a good number.
All right, well, I'm going with Heineken Light then.
I'm picking the Redskins to win, but I just know 4.5.
Yeah, I like the points, and I'm out on Daniel Jones because I've seen his thing. Like he had a whose quarterback was it? It was like 8 and something in like his first couple. No, it was Jameis Winston. He had more to like since Jameis Winston started the league or whatever. He has more turnovers than Jameis Winston has. Like at the same time, you know what I mean? So I'm out on Daniel Jones. I just like the points. You know what I mean? And I don't know how good.
Well, 12 underdogs won last week, so that's good. Who do you like?
That can change.
I'm going Washington.
Heineken Light. You said.
Oh yeah, Heineken Light.
Okay.
Taylor Heineke.
We got to move up. I didn't realize how long we've been on here. Las Vegas at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh blows them out. LA ain't ready for that smoke. And when I mean smoke, I mean the steel industry. I mean the inferno.
Pollution.
I'm talking about hottest steel. Jack Lambert, Chuck Noll, fuck you. Terrible Taro. Go with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What was that?
Put your grandmama's house on the money. Put your grandmama's house. Put it on the money.
What's the spread on that?
It's either 5.5 or 6.
Who do you like?
I'll take the Steelers.
All right. Birdie, yeah. Sage?
I'll go Schittsburg.
All of us. There it is. There's the grandmother's house right there.
Oh, boy, here we go. Grandmother's house is going
yeah, it's
off
gone.
on
Yeah. We just put the curse on it.
Call 1-800-5222.
Yeah,
Call a lawyer.
Rob Levine, heavy
put
hitter.
an injunction on that wholesale here. Bengals and Bears.
Ooh.
Okay? I'm going to throw you a little curveball.
Oh, he's going with the Bears.
No, I'm going down Bengals.
Oh.
To start 2-0.
What's the
break out the Bratwurst in Cincinnati, baby?
What's the spread?
What's what the LSU quarterback?
Yeah,
Get the gumbo.
No, Joe
Get
Burrow.
Get the gumbo.
What's the spread?
Go Tigers.
There's two. The spread's 3.
Minus 3.
I think. That's two
Minus 3.
Two ways you want to go there. The Bengals are getting 3 on the road. It's in Chicago.
I'm taking
Bears minus 3.
I'm taking Bears.
Yeah,
Bears.
you're taking Matt Nagy and Andy Dalton, so I'm going to take Cincinnati. I'm going the other way.
By playing Allen Robinson, I love that guy to death.
Oh, the Bears.
Yes.
Oh, it's such a tough one.
Texans Browns 12.5.
No, Texans.
Oh.
Texans. Yeah, I gotta ask me twice.
12 and a half.
That's
I like Tyrod Taylor. I'm with you.
Me too.
Thank you. Punctured lung and all.
That's
I
a
like
big
it.
number.
Punch luck right now.
No.
That's from last year.
Yeah,
that's how
when he was on the Chargers.
when he's on the Chargers. That's how what's his name started.
Big number, but I'm going to go Browns.
Whoa,
Because I think the
Birdie.
Browns are a little pissed off of what losing that game.
That's exactly what I was going for.
I think the Texans are a little pissed off. Everybody thinks they're going to be a bunch of busters. You know, Deshaun Johnson was getting whacked off in the fucking every massage parlor from here to hell fucking pass out. What do we got here, Birdie? What do you got there?
I'm going to Browns too. I think
Browns.
Whoa. Rams at Colts.
3.5.
Carson Wentz, I'm a firm non-believer. I'm going
Where is
there.
this game?
At Colts. Plus, Colts are getting 4.
4.
Rams. Come on.
Rams?
It's my Super Bowl team.
I'm gonna go one more week with Wentz and give him one more shot here. 4 points at home. I'll take the
Birdie.
Colts.
Fucking birds. Fucking old Birdie. Fucking birds.
I'm gonna take
Like
one.
the
I'm gonna
fucking
give him one
pigeons
more.
like the turkey had.
I'm gonna give him one more shot here. One more week with the Colts.
so. I really like Carson Wentz, but yeah, I'm going the other way.
4 points.
Yeah, 4
LA,
points.
baby. Sunshine. Movie star.
The game's in Indy.
Homeless people.
I know,
Game's in
baby,
Indy.
but I'm feeling LA vibe.
Oh,
I love LA.
It's indoors though, so I mean, right?
Do you remember the song that the Lakers used to have?
Yeah, I love LA.
I love LA.
Showtime.
I love LA.
Kurt Rambis.
Bills something at Miami. Bills at Miami.
I'll take the field goal if it's 3 out with the home team.
I'm going with Miami.
So all of us on
What is
Miami?
it? 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Well, 3 or 3.5. If it's 3.5, I like it even
3.5. Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm going Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Wow, he's the only one.
That's your squad, bro.
Oh, see, reverse psychology. We're good, man. We're good.
I'm going Miami.
What kind of
I picked
black magic is that?
Hey, I picked New
Where you
England.
going?
I'm going Miami.
Yeah, Pass Jets.
What's the points?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It doesn't
what's the point?
matter.
It does.
5.5.
Jets are getting 5.5.
In New York?
Yeah. Riley's gonna go with the Jets.
I am.
Riley.
I
do.
It was 2 points. There was 2 points in
yeah, you're
Carolina.
getting value. You're getting 3
mean?
points of
Like
value.
it was 16-0.
I'm not sold on Mac Jones yet, and I'm going to take the Jets also.
Thank you, Birdman. Thank you, Birdman. Me too.
I'm going to see it
Birdie, what's the matter with Mac Jones?
I'm not sold yet.
Exactly.
It's been hype in the preseason. This ain't the preseason anymore. Let me see it.
Thank you.
I'm going.
You didn't see enough the other night?
He played okay against Miami. I thought he had a decent game.
I'm going Easy Mac
see.
and the Patriots.
He's on the road in a hostile environment now. This ain't a home game. So
And he still lost.
Let me tell you, I like to smack the shit out of that fireman jerk.
that guy passed away.
Yeah, he passed away. Yeah,
okay.
God rest his soul. Jeez, 3 years ago, he would have loved to smack him right in the mouth. But now, God rest his soul. Fireman Ed.
49ers at the Eagles. There ain't no gold. There ain't no gold in Philadelphia. You might find some cheesesteak, and there ain't no love in the city of the brotherly love, too. Take that to the bank. But I'm going with Jimmy G. Looks like a
Porn
guinea.
star Jimmy.
Plays like a whatever. It says the porn star. I don't know how he knows that. I don't want him anywhere near my girl.
He showed up with a porn star.
I don't want him anywhere near my girl. But I'm going with the 49ers. They're gold in them down hills.
What's the points?
3.5.
Fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yep.
What a corny ass. How about this?
Soar to victory.
How about this? Philadelphia freedom. Shine on me. Come on, rock singer. I love you. Shine a light. Oh, and John, baby.
All right, let's
come
get
on.
to the picks. I'm going to take the 49ers. I don't like laying points on the road, but I'll lay the 3.5.
All right, Birdie.
I'll take the 49ers.
Oh, I'm the sole Eagle
Well,
Soren.
you got the lone wolf. We're going to get one of those lone wolf packs.
Saints Panthers.
What's the points?
Billy McCaffrey, the baddest ass white boy in the league. Too bad he's playing in a team that nobody cares about.
The Saints are on a COVID watch this week, too, with
Oh,
some
boy.
COVID issues.
Oh, boy.
I know Winston looked
Saints.
good last week, but I'm going to take the Panthers at home getting 3.5.
Ooh, the Birdman.
I'll take Saints.
I'm going with the 8s.
The Aints as well.
Yeah, who that?
Who that say gonna beat them Saints? Who that?
Yeah, Saints.
I'll take the Saints as well.
I'm taking him. Yep.
All right.
And I think Taysom Hill gets a touchdown.
All right. Broncos,
Don't
Jaguars.
ask me.
Broncos could be the pick of the week.
Don't ask me.
I'm going to go with the Jaguars. I'll throw you right
Yeah,
out of
that's
here.
why I said don't ask me. I mean, the points could have been 100 to Denver. I'm still taking Denver.
All right, go ahead.
I gave Carson Wentz one more week. I'm going to give Urban Meyer one more week.
Ah,
I'm going to take
Get off that.
No. I'm with you with Urban Meyer.
one more week. I'm going to say, I'm not saying the Broncos are going to lose, but I'm going to say 6 points.
They're gonna find.
What is it?
They're gonna find Urban Meyer in a $25 hotel outside of Jacksonville, talking to himself, running football plays.
Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow.
Where's Tim? Where's Tim?
You know what was funny was as soon as
I
the
love
USC
Urban
job went up, I saw
Yeah,
on ESPN
yes,
the first name that they're talking about for USC was who?
Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer.
I'd leave Jacksonville. I'd fucking hitchhike from Jacksonville and go to USC. Are you kidding me?
Not what they're
Southern
paying them.
California,
Jacksonville
baby.
Jacksonville
Jacksonville
does
sucks.
These guys do lie through their teeth.
Yeah, and their mom is a hoe too. Who else we got?
Sage.
All right, so everybody's going with the Broncos
Denver.
except Birdie. Okay. Falcons at Tampa. Come on. I'm going to get
what's the
the
points?
touchdown. 11.5.
Oh,
That's
I'll
a big
take
number.
Tampa.
I'll take the turnaround offense for the Falcons.
You know you would go with
9 point loss. Hey, if they get a 9 point loss.
Keep this guy's any way you want, Riley. I would put this in concrete.
No. Not if it was 9 or 8. I'm going Tampa.
11.5.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
The Falcons got weapons.
Birdie, you don't tug on Superman's cape.
Yeah.
You don't spit in the wind.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't pull him
What
out
was the
off
spread last
fucking
week for the
Lone
Cowboys
Ranger.
game?
And you don't fucking bet against Tom
But
Brady.
he's 9-0. He's never lost to the Falcons. He's 9-0.
He could be 9 all he wants.
Ryan is going to have cold sweats, 24 to 3
All right, okay.
all week.
Yeah, but hold on. Birdie, he could be 9 all he wants against the Falcons. It's 11 and a half points.
No, I know that. I know. I'm a
The
value
Falcons
guy,
could lose
too.
by
That's a lot of
10, and
points.
I'll still win.
I'm letting him.
No,
I'm not
lose by
betting,
11
but I'm
is
letting
still
him
win.
talk me into the pick. So we'll.
So you know what that means? Rip up the ticket. It's over.
I just like some of the Falcons players.
No, yeah.
Cowboys at Chargers. Chargers minus 2.5. So Cowboys are getting 2.5.
It's only 2.5.
Chargers.
Oh, I'm taking the Chargers.
Yeah.
It's only 2.5.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's unanimous.
Them boys.
Oh.
Them boys.
Hold up.
We coming.
We
Them
the
boys. Get the fur coat. Get the gold chain. Get Michael Evans a few 8 balls. Get him on the fucking plane. Get them rings. Give them that pep talk. Them boys. Oh, the rest of you guys are going for Chargers?
Yeah.
Sadly.
I hate the
Pussy ass
Chargers.
San Diego.
I hate the Chargers.
Yeah.
Titans at Seahawks. Seahawks blow them out.
What's the thing?
Seahawks. Tennessee's getting 4.5.
Well,
4.5.
that number's way off because it's actually 6. But if it's 4.5 here,
I'm just getting it from.
no, I understand.
From
but I'm
some
just,
random
I know.
fucking guy.
We're getting
I
maybe the
understand.
early line or whatever. I mean, I would like.
If you want to be the editorial
I
director,
would like
of
to
this-
take the Titans with getting 6 points, but
I'll take the
4.5.
Titans.
I'll give you fucking 6,
Okay,
Birdie.
I'm taking the Titans.
All right, we'll change it to 6. Because Birdie's
telling you
right.
what the line is.
So Birdie's right. So we're changing it. Birdie, you give him 6 to 16.
Hey, put it this way.
I'm still taking fucking.
I'm taking the Titans 4.5.
You think the Titans 4.5? Okay, Riley.
Write that down. Write that down
I
too.
like that.
'Cause
How about you?
Seattle.
There you go.
take that because I'm a huge fan of the Titans.
Chiefs at Ravens. Chiefs gonna win by 20 points. I got it right there.
Oh, that one I
What's the
definitely
spread?
agree with you.
What?
What's the spread?
Jim Harbaugh's gonna be seen running in his
3.5.
running in his khakis.
3.5 at home.
Oh, that was so hard.
Wait, what is it? 3.5?
Yeah.
You got to. I'm with Mahomes.
It's in Baltimore?
Yeah, it's in Baltimore.
I don't think it matters.
This is Lamar's first win against Mahomes.
That's Chiefs.
This is Lamar's first win against Mahomes. I
Be
think.
bold, Riley.
It's a
Be bold.
bold prediction.
We like that
In
on
Baltimore, yeah, I'll take it.
All right, there you go. Lions at Packers, 11.5.
Lions.
Oh my God, 11.5.
Yeah, see, these are big numbers,
Yeah.
and it's a divisional game on top. That's the key to it.
The pack is whack.
Uh,
I'm going with Detroit. We're gonna eat some ankles.
until I see.
It's Detroit Motor City,
Motor
baby.
City machine
Baby,
guns
baby
coming
City.
out.
Jalen Rose, Southwest High School, the Silver Dome, the Bad Boys. I'm rolling Kurt Gibson before the home run. And Jack Moore. I'm going and the Red Wings, the Russian Rockets. I'm taking the 11.
The crown is still on the head of the king, and it hasn't come off yet. I'll take the
Exactly.
Packers minus
Exactly.
11.5 until I see it.
All right.
I'll take it for
Go, Pack, go.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll take the Packers by 20.
20.
I think Devontae Adams is gonna have a monster game this
All
year.
right, so there you go. So you're in charge. Okay, we got the Red Sox. Red Sox need a little respect. They're on a roll. They're tough. They're resilient. They're overachieving. Three-way tie for the wild card.
Coming
Jays,
back,
Yanks,
baby.
and Sox. American League East going to dominate the playoffs.
Yep.
Interesting storyline. About 15 games left. And the Ryder Cup. The Americans are acting like a bunch of bitches. They can't get along. Look for the Europeans to fucking smoke them. I am Hurricane. It's BadCatz Sports. You know how we do it, baby.
Peace.